I can share this to people who are going through transition, practicing voice feminization right now. This helps me. And so when you do see this, I just want you to know that you are part of the all. We are all part of the all. We are all qualitatively like deity, just not quantitatively. And if that's over your head, let me put it in a basic Christian sense. God has made us in his image, right? They say that. God, made man in his own image, right? Well, I'm not even gonna speak on that. Okay, this is about fucking honestly some real dark thoughts and just beautiful shit too. Darkness is beautiful, okay? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, and if you don't understand why, well, that's why coaches like me exist. And I move differently. I have trained myself in a different type of perceptual frame of mind. I died to the world. I died to the needs of what we are conditioned to need. I am by no means above the world. I am in the world. I move in the world. The body is a part of the world, literally, the physical fucking minerals in the earth, okay? And the water that's present in the earth. That becomes us. And somehow we are able to incorporate food, if I eat a banana, at some point that banana becomes a part of me, part of my physical substance, right? Just some food for thought. I believe in a higher truth to what underpins this reality. And it's, if you're into any of these type of theories, the type of things I teach are kind of foundational underpinning metaphysics, first principles metaphysics. If you've ever heard of Hermetic philosophy or anything like that, well, you've probably come to the right place. And yes, I'm a practitioner. I'm a practitioner of occult arts, and colloquially, I might be referred to as a witch. Another person might refer to me as a high priestess. Okay, well, if you know one thing or two, which if you're here, you probably don't. Like, I kind of am, I can take you from scratch, to where you need to be, because that is part of the resource that I stacked up in me and the waters that were stacked in me, okay, from birth. That's where there's a lot of treasures stacked in the deep, okay? I'm referencing some scripture just for fun. That's how I am. If I ever just like stare or giggle, it's because I'm getting intuitive messages. What I'm supposed to be, not supposed to be, but what's gonna come out of my mouth that will make a connection with you, and that will resonate with you. And I mean, really, one of my greatest teachers, her name was Carolyn Elliott, taught me that instead of content with marketing and saying branding, think about context instead. Offering people, your audience, your target audience, whoever that is, and for whatever product or service that you want to offer, or whatever you want to, however you want to talk about it. Listen, offer people a context, a new context of seeing the world, or of seeing their face, or of seeing their eye color, of seeing, what a color looks on them. Like, or a certain type of shiny fabric. Like, offer the people like that you want to buy or service every bit of confidence that you can muster that is genuine and authentic. And um, there's a difference between pride and arrogance. There's a dark side. Um, it's more complex than that even, of course. But I'm not going to get caught up into etymology. This talk is not about etymology. This talk is not supposed to impress anyone or to capture any audiences. This talk is for Sophie and Natasha and Philippa and Tyriel and Tyler and Jimmy and fucking Lee and fucking Laurel and Arlene and Herb. Fucking shit, what was my grandfather's name? I barely knew him, huh? What was my dad's name? Rod? I honestly can't remember. Isn't that funny? Papa. It's been so long since these people passed away, in a sense. You know? In fact, yeah, when better to talk about death, decay, and the loss of, your whole worldview than when we're creeping up on the spring equinox. Yes. There are codes in the light, okay? Not particularly this light. I don't know. I don't pertain to that. I'm fixated on the energy, okay, and the symbology and the geometry, okay, of the heavenly bodies, okay. And sunlight, right? That's the most. Sunlight is the purest thing that we can get. If sunlight is the purest thing anything on Earth can get, why would I say that? Okay, how would I say that? I mean, just think of it through first principles. Like, why the fuck would I say that? What is pure? What is purity? Okay, light. What is the only thing that's coming? And it's not the only thing, but it's the thing that powers everything that's coming from outside of us, Earth. Just sit with that. Okay, if you haven't taken time to honor and venerate the energies, or at least what you can even imagine the energies might be of our system, our solar system, okay? You can, and you can do it, and that's really what I can offer. And again, this is not a selling thing, but I'm also practicing that. I'm practicing like 80 things. It's always this progress over perfection. %100 of the time, if you can just make that your mantra, okay, always progress, never perfect. Progress over protection. That's not what I meant to say, not progress over protection. Progress over perfection. A little Freudian slip. Protection. Not getting etymology, but protection is extremely important for setting up a safe space, okay? And I know a lot of you aren't going to have the ability to have the connection with nature and the connection with the deities as easily as I do here in my crystal castle, okay? But I'm developing ways, and I'm learning always ways from you. How do you connect? How do you connect with something bigger than yourself? For me, it's interesting nowadays, it's a lot of times music. And it's a wonderful thing to return to me because I spent upwards of 15 years in the music industry, playing various roles. I'm always in that music industry, hustling, and it really burned out me out, and I had to give up that entire career path. It was a mess. It was part of my breakdown of my identity. Okay, because it was my identity. It was like too many percentiles of my identity. My work was, and my life, and what I thought I had to be as a music person, and like even a producer and a singer songwriter, and like, well, my legacy, all this like really grandiose kind of stuff. And no shade, I was talented, but I still see the same grandiosity in a lot of like musicians now. And no shade, it's a beautiful kind of innocent grandiosity because they're in resonance with the music. Okay, I'm gonna say a couple weird things. Okay, just think on this. Okay, music is like gay air. Okay, music is like LGBTQ air, plus air. No, but music is gay air. One, the music of the spheres, okay, is always changing the geometrical position of the planets and the other bodies. It never, from the time the solar system formed to the time our sun will burn out, no two bodies will be in the exact same position at the exact same time. hmm Ever again. I mean, I'm sorry. The system. Let's say the two luminaries, the sun, the moon, and the five visible planets will never ever be in the exact same position ever, and they're constantly changing. It's like this is the clock or the grandmaster clock. Like this is why it works. It's called correspondence. This is the most highest clock that we can attune to from here, right? And don't let me tell you it doesn't go further, because it goes as far as you think it does. But what I bring to the table is authentic, ancient lineage, metaphysical and mystical understanding. And it starts, frankly, honestly, with becoming aware of the moon. Where is the moon? Where is the moon now? Is it waxing? Is it waning? You know, that's just the beginning. But knowing what part of the lunar cycle, called the lunation cycle, right? Knowing what part of that month, because the word month comes from the word moon, month. The word Monday, the day of the moon. Okay, I could go on and on. But so yeah, the moon does take 28 days. Roughly about 4 weeks to navigate its way around us, around Earth, our satellite, truly. And on its journey in the sky, and not only does it, you know, it's kind of weaving this sine wave over the several days. I had to show you in an astronomy software program, but these are things that my teacher showed me, and part. I'm here to what's the word? Aggregate some of that shit and to you know give you my context. And my context is moonology. My context is let the moon become your best friend and your sister and your brother. Let the moon become one thing, okay? And then realize the moon can be anything for you. The moon is not just a female, you know, entity, okay? I'm getting the feeling that I'm done with this video for now. We're at about 15 minutes, and there are so many things to touch on with the moon. I've spent half a lifetime, it feels like, studying, um, and I am still studying now, okay? So, guys, if anybody is seeing this in the recent time, we're about to hit 2022 spring equinox, okay? It's also called the vernal equinox, and it's the day when there's approximately equal parts light and dark to the 24-hour day, and then from now on, the light is definitely going to outweigh the time. The light time is going to outweigh the dark time. This is part of how things are to be thought of. If you want to suck on my pussy sick, okay? Y'all ain't even ready for it though. This is a personal video, and I did want to talk about sex and sex work and what I see out here in these streets and what gets perpetuated in these streets that I'm not okay with. And there's a lot that I am okay with and that I love, though. I do want to always say that I encounter more love than hate out here in these streets, but occasionally there are some very aggressive, just like this bitch was like, she said, I was literally getting a donut at 7-Eleven and she was all like, God, just thinking about it almost makes me lose my mind and like want to go slap the bitch. But she was like yelled out in front of everybody to embarrass me, etc., etc. From a whole 12-15 feet away. What did she say? She said something to the effect of, you don't have to go sticking your man hands in there without a glove. Please put on a glove, blah, 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 blah. You know, she's like way behind me. And I just got donuts, put them in a bag. Usually I would grab the donuts with the bag, but I was just careful. Anyway, she had to be just really up in my asshole, right? Ooh, she would not know what to do. I should be getting my rifle back today, which is very, very exciting to me. It's a step in the right direction. It's very much in line with the equinox coming in. Anyway, the bitch said some shit about me having man hands as a trans woman. Okay? Does it look like a man hand? Okay? Does that look like a man hand? I don't think it does. Do you? Do men have these fucking skinny fingers and these pedicure nails? No. Okay? So, I mean, yeah, any woman shouldn't be saying man hands to nobody. Whether man, if it was very transphobic content. What do you think I should do? Like, I thought of anything, honestly, you know, because my mind just plays on these things. It's like, oh, WD-40, you know, and a lighter. Let's see. Want to see what that gives? If you want to just scare somebody, the lighter. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I mean that's got a 6-foot distance. Damn. I'm gonna slow